Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone here today. We are on our fifth town hall for Goat Gaming. So, hey, we're making progress every week, every month, and we are really excited to share some of the stuff with you this week. So, what is Goat Gaming? If any of you are new to Goat Gaming is a platform for hundreds of games where you can play games, earn goat, and win prizes. It's as simple as that. And so every few weeks we actually come together with some of the leadership, and I'll introduce them in a minute, and we'll talk about what we're doing, what we've achieved, and what the road ahead is leading us to. So introductions. I'm Coco. I lead growth here at Goat Gaming. Simon, I'll hand it over to you.
I'm Simon, so I'm the CEO at Multipliers Games, so Goat Gaming. Yeah, and so I'm here to answer any of your questions of kind of, I guess, at top kind of business level. But my job mainly involves emails these days. I guess I'll hand over to Michael.
Hey, yeah, I'm Michael. I'm leading all things Web3, tokenomics, a bit of game economy. So the title is Web3 lead. Been with Mighty Bear Games for about 2.5 years, almost 3 years now. So yeah, it's been some time. Yeah, handing over to Abel.
Hey everyone, Abel. Some of you might know me. Been with the company for very long. With Simon, worked on plenty of games, and I do product and design at Mighty Bear. So yeah, happy to speak to everyone again. Back to
All right,
Coco.
for a little bit of icebreakers. What's everyone been up to this week? We've all been sort of squirreling away in our little corners. Simon, why don't you tell us what you've been up to? Anything exciting?
Yes, I've been designing the meta game for a lot of the features that are coming for Goat Gaming. So more the kind of big bird's eye view. So not really the individual games or the kind of features we have, but how the product will look in a year's time, 18 months time. And it's a lot of very cool stuff that we want to build. Aside from having hundreds of games, I think that the platform itself is going to be really exciting. Be sharing more on that. I'm not going to share too much alpha today because some of that stuff is quite far into the future. But yeah, it's pretty sick.
Yeah, it's always a balancing game of what we can share and just enough to get people excited. That's what I like to say. Abel, how's your week been?
I've been actually playing a lot of Telegram games. I got introduced to this game called Bombi. Some of you guys might know it. Just been playing it. I heard a lot of good things about it. I've been checking out some of the other kind of Telegram and Ton ecosystem games, just learning. And also we've been working very hard on like updates. Actually, we have a big update coming up tomorrow. So kind of stay tuned for like some of the stuff that we'll announce, and we'll have we have back to back like really big updates coming to the platform. Super happy that the team is kind of like in a good pace right now shipping. So just helping the team out and just making sure that we get everything like out like bug free and in a good state for you guys.
Yeah,
Michael,
I'm really
what's up with
excited
you?
about that. Michael,
Yeah. Similar boat actually. I've been also grinding Telegram games. Just learning what everybody's building. Been looking a lot into Catizen and Hamster Combat, their token, how the token is doing, how they distributed the tokens. Just kind of, learning a bit how that's done. Played a few other games. Farm Friends, if you've seen that, and a new game from Tatsumiko called something Hunt, Lamina Hunt. How to say it? Lamina. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, just playing a bunch of Telegram games. Basically, it's so many I can't even keep track of all the names. Anyways, yeah.
Anyone here playing a non-Telegram game?
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of solitaire games because, watch this space. And I've also been playing Black Myth and the new FIFA. So yeah, I've been playing a lot of different games. But yeah, so if you like solitaire and you like cats, then I think you're going to like
Stick around. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of different games recently, like Frostpunk 2, because it was out on Game Pass. So just checking that out. And then I'm a bit of a card game nerd, so I've been playing a lot of Teamfight Tactics again, like
Awesome.
Yeah.
Um,
I've been
actually-
trying to explore different games myself, just because traveling means I don't have my PlayStation. It's quite a clunky thing to travel with. So I've been exploring sort of like the Nintendo games and discovered the beauty of a game called The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. If anybody's into like spooky, scary games. Yeah, really, really enjoying it.
It's a very
But
good game.
yeah, and it's beautiful as well. Yeah, bringing it back to Goat Gaming, we had a really successful Token 2049. We were part of supporting and sponsoring the Bing Bong Party, which is probably one of the most renowned parties that happen at these big crypto and Web3 events. And so I think overall it was a really, really good opportunity for us to grow our brand. We got some really great merch out there. And yeah, how does everybody feel about post Bing Bong and Token 2049 in general?
Yeah, it was a very intense week. So it didn't start. I mean, I think Token was Wednesday and Thursday, but the event really started for me on Saturday. Like people were started arriving in Singapore and you started to have meetings that previous weekend. But then that whole week was just back-to-back meetings from 9 a.m. to 6 or 7 or whatever. And then you'd be in evening events until late. So you might do 2-3 events, maybe 4 events a night. And then that ran until the following Sunday. So it was just 8 days of carnage because you had Formula One. And so a lot of people stayed on for that and more meetings. So I think it was incredibly productive, but I'm also glad it's over.
Yeah, it was incredibly exhausting, but it was at least marginally better to jump from meeting to meeting than it was in Dubai, which was an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, we didn't have to swim anywhere, and like the roads were open, well, mostly open. There was Formula One, which kind of screws things up a bit. But yeah, you could get around town. You didn't have to, risk drowning or electrocution. So that's a big plus.
Yeah, so moving on from that, is there anything positive and memorable that you could take away from Token 2049 that's got you really excited about the next few weeks or months?
Is that a question for me? Or shall we?
I mean, I could even share something. One thing I would start with is the validation of the thesis around Telegram, which obviously is very relevant to us and something we've been kind of going wholeheartedly into. And, some exciting updates to share, but just speaking to people at Token 2049 and really seeing what the real opportunity there is and has just been really kind of validating, at least from my perspective.
Yeah, I think also more generally, I think that the Goat Gaming brand is taking more over. I mean, now we hit over 2 million users. It's obviously a good thing to share, gets people excited. But a lot of people know Mighty Bear Games from Mighty Action Heroes, and now people, know us more for Goat Gaming even, or some people know Goat Gaming, but they don't know Mighty Bear Games. So that also shows that, Goat Gaming, the brand, is kind of bigger than Mighty Bear Games and the whole Mighty ecosystem that we had initially, which is what we went for early this year. So it's really great to see that come alive. And in Singapore, I feel like everybody in crypto was there, no matter where they're from in this world. Everybody flew in. So it was just a lot of events, a lot of people. Like I personally went to mostly gaming events, and there were like 3 every evening. So you couldn't even go to all of them. And it was just good to just share with folks what we're building, hear what they're building. And yeah, the party's happening on Telegram, and we kind of made the switch early, which I think we're in a pretty good position now. Yeah, Abel, you want to share also?
It's never been easier to show somebody like what we're working on, because we would trade contacts on Telegram and immediately like they could pull up the bot and just start playing the games and spinning the wheel. And it was like really kind of like a nice moment to be able to do that. Like I didn't receive a single business card this token, which is different from the rest of the years, which is good. Everyone just traded Telegram. Everyone's on Telegram. So it's nice that we finally get to a point where, people can see very clearly what we're trying to build towards. We get the game and the app into people's hands. And so, yeah, I think it's really cool to see.
On a higher level, that kind of just makes me realize how, pre-Telegram games or this kind of huge meta, crypto and Telegram are always a bit like this, right? And we've always kind of transacted or chat or even used the bots if you're around for when the trading bots came around. And then there was like a couple of years in 2021 to 2022 where sort of a lot of communication with a lot of people moved to Discord, and there was this big opportunity for Discord to really take the whole crypto space with it. But somehow Telegram has kind of pulled it back in, and I find myself a lot more engaged in communicating and obviously, like you said, sharing our actual product right from within Telegram. It's just so much more seamless. Not to say that Discord can't make a comeback. We've been hearing a lot of things around what Discord is doing. So, no shade to that side, but just really interesting to see how that happens. Yeah, so actually, Michael, you brought a very interesting point along about the fact that we just passed 2 million players. I think it was over the weekend. And so we're really, really proud to have made it past that great milestone. But on top of that, actually wanted to announce that we've actually surpassed 20 million on-chain transactions. In fact, the transactions are growing so rapidly. I think we're practically almost at 30 by the time that the announcement came out. And I think I just got to, do a shout out to some of our partners that have really kind of helped make that happen, which is B3, which is obviously our chain of choice that has been sort of powering all these on-chain transactions and been a really supportive force in growing with us. Yeah, I wanted to ask Michael if you had any thoughts as Web3 lead as to how that's been going for you.
Yeah, I think probably good to also more broadly introduce B3 and what is B3 and why B3 and all that. So B3 is basically the gaming chain on Base. So it's kind of like an L3 as Base as the L2, Ethereum as the L1. Again, specifically for gaming, for on-chain gaming, powering a lot of on-chain transactions that are fast and cheap. The B3 team themselves, they actually come from Coinbase. They build Base. They built a chain before. They love gaming, and they believe in Mighty Bear games specifically, which is great. So that they flew out to Singapore a few times, and they're based in the US. So that already speaks for them. And they've been supporting us a lot in our journey, and we also return the favor and want to support them in their journey. And and we've been doing, as you said, almost 30 million on-chain transactions with them. A bit under the hood, that's a bit of crypto lingo, but every user, when they sign in with Telegram, they actually have a wallet attached to them. So when you go to Good Gaming, you actually see a wallet with your balance. That is called an embedded wallet. You can actually export your private keys if you want to. And then under the hood, every spin the wheel, every quest is an on-chain transaction that we do through account abstraction, meaning that there's a separate wallet, we actually pay the gas, and that does an on-chain transaction without the users actually paying gas or seeing this. So it's a lot of like seamless behind the scenes, under the hood kind of magic that we've implemented. The reason for this is it just shows and verifies that we actually have a lot of users and we have a lot of on-chain transactions, which will be important once that can be shown on DebRadar and other third-party platforms. That's currently in the works. So that's a bit of like B3, what we're doing and where we're at.
Yeah, actually, I also wanted to kind of mention something else, which I think has been part of our journey and growing as a company, right? So one of the things that we learned from season 1, and the growth that we saw there it's kind of, you can't compare, but we had a lot of learnings, and then one of the learnings was that people want a good game, of course, but if there is friction to the onboarding process, even if it's as simple as connecting your wallet, you lose a huge opportunity with scaling because it's just not Web2 friendly. And so when we built the Telegram app and game, we decided that all of that stuff really had to be seamless. Like I'm actually so happy and proud that this team has been able to build a mini app that is one-click onboarding. It doesn't matter if you know crypto or not. You just have a wallet, it's there. And we even just distributed $10,000 worth of USDT in prizes to our community last week. And they all just had it straight sent to their wallets that were embedded inside of the app. And so, that's the things that we can now do because we've made it so simple. So congrats to the Web3 team and to B3.
Just also another thing I forgot to mention actually. So B3, they also have a points program called B3 Points, and we actually have them in Goat Gaming. So if you go on the Quest tab, I think the first 3 right now, they're giving B3 points. So make sure to collect them as well. Wink, wink.
Yeah, and wink, wink. Everything you do on our platform is, as you said, as we know, generating on-chain transactions on B3 with a wallet that you now own. And I can't say much more than that, but let's just wink, wink, say that's it's good. It's very good for the player, actually, not just for us, but for the player. Yeah, so in response to the fact that we've grown very fast and very rapid, I just want to do a public service announcement to remind all of our viewers and all of our community that we are still in the crypto space, and whilst we've abstracted away a lot of the technical stuff, we are in a space that is young and growing. And so just as always, please be safe when you navigate platforms. Always use official links. If you're at all ever in doubt, please go to our official community channels, whether it's on Discord or whether it's on Telegram. Even on Twitter, we have a link tree where you can find the proper links, just to make sure that you don't accidentally fall prey to any sort of dangerous bad actors. So that's just a public service announcement for everyone here today. Okay, moving on. I wanted to talk about our latest update that happened about a week ago, and that is the NFT XP bonuses. So as you know, we're in Road to GOAT Season 2, and we've just introduced NFT XP bonuses. What is that? That is, if you hold a Genesis Goat NFT, which is our ecosystem NFT, you will get an extra boost on your XP that you earn across the platform. So that includes whether you spin the wheel or complete quests. If you hold just one Genesis Goat NFT, you will already have a 3x multiplier, which is 200% more than everybody else getting just the normal. On top of that, the longer you hold, the more loyalty points you accumulate, and then you can actually grow that XP multiplier over time just by holding it. So and you can actually maximize that by having more NFTs. So if you have 5 NFTs, you actually get more points and get to the higher level of multiplier much quicker than if you're just holding one. Full information can be found inside of our Discord and Telegram and other community channels. And we've also been working really hard behind the scenes to bring the fun to everyone, even including our partners. So we have some really great partners we've been working with, some for months, some for years, and we really want to bring them into the community and show them all we've been doing at Goat Gaming. And I realized that last week we had some really candid feedback, which we always appreciate. And we listened to your feedback, and we actually made a few adjustments. And actually, before we were giving slightly less multiplier, I think it was 3x, and now we're giving up to 6x multipliers at the higher end for our Genesis Goats. And that's thanks to you and your feedback in the Goat Gaming community. With partners, you can get 50% multiplier, which is a 1.5x multiplier, and you can stack them up to 3. Again, more information can be provided in the documentation. But Abel, do you want to share anything more about that?
Yeah, so like Coco said, we heard the feedback about the different kind of values around Genesis Goat and the partners, and we wanted to assure everyone that we always want to prioritize, obviously, the Genesis Goat holders and also the long-term holders who have been with us since the beginning. So we did a little bit of adjustment on our side. So now, just by holding a single, Genesis Goat for one day, you have basically 200% bonus on all XP sources. So that includes quests, spinning the wheel, and also through games. And so I also want to kind of iterate on the fact that we also want to reward long-term holders and people who obviously hold a lot. So as you are kind of holding on to your Genesis Goat NFTs, you are generating your loyalty score, and the higher loyalty score you have, and in fact, some of you will already have had previously maybe 200%. Now that's been increased to 500% at the top end. So like Coco said, you can have up to 6 times the amount of XP. And also wanted to point out that if you have MAH, Mighty Action Hero NFTs in the past, if you have a hero or a grenade, you also get a multiplier on top of that. So that also falls under, we consider that one of our partner NFT multipliers. So you can get even more kind of benefits. So definitely check out the article that Coco mentioned. We go into all the detail there, but rest assured that if you have been with us from the beginning, if you mint the Genesis codes on day one, like you will have a lot of kind of multiplier, and you'll be able to kind of accelerate your growth in terms of XP. And we also rolled out leaderboards. We're rolling out more weekly and recurring leaderboards in the coming days. So we'll have more details to share about that starting from tomorrow. But that's also a good way to track your progress in the ecosystem and see where you are in terms of XP.
Exactly. Awesome. And also, just to reiterate, we have our initial partner list is 13 partners. So I'll quickly reel them off. We are partnered with Azuki, Pudgy Penguins, Ultiverse, My Pet Hooligan, The Beacon, and The Beacon, all collections, including the ERC 1155, which we also just added. Pixelmon, Fableborn, Neo Tokyo, Pirate Nation, Games.gg, Infinigods, Play Ember, and Super Champs. So that's the wave one of our partners. And you can actually go to Zendesk and check out exactly which collections under each partner count, as well as you can look forward to some more partners coming on board in wave two, but obviously give us some time while we kind of work with our partners and get them really kind of integrated into Goat Gaming platform. So any particular partners that stand out to you guys? I'm a sucker for Neo Tokyo because I've been a Neo Tokyo day one minter. So I'm very happy and excited to shill Goat Gaming to all my friends.
Yeah,
sorry, Abel. Okay.
No,
I was going to say I'm excited to be working with the Beacon. Like, we like that team. I
was going to say that as well. Same as me. Yeah. I still have a bunch of heroes in my inventory, so I'm glad I'm benefiting from that.
Yeah, same. I was just spending time with them in Korea and in Singapore at the crypto events. So they're good people. Other than that, I think Pirate Nation is also a very strong community. So personally, I think Coco, I know you're also a pirate holder still. I hope you haven't settled yet.
I am still a pirate holder, yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really like the pirates.
We do.
Are we also allowed to talk about communities that might not be announced yet and on the list that we wish we would have?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think we can.
I think speaking of people that I like hanging out with, like I think also the Wolf style crowd is pretty strong in gaming. So I would love to see them on the list, Coco, if you could make that happen. That's all. I like the Wolf.
Your wish is my command.
Stop leaking stuff.
Yeah, so moving on, actually, I just wanted to also remind people, why are you so interested in getting XP and leveling up? Obviously, we have the road to go, and we are going to share more details about that in terms of when it's going to end and what sort of the criteria is for that second round of GOAT drop. But at least I can say right now is that those who have leveled up the most will be in the strongest position for the end of season 2. So that's why I think we're really excited to be able to reward the long-term holders in our community with all these multipliers. Cool. So we have a few, like Abel, you mentioned, we have a lot of big things just launching in the next few weeks inside of the game. You mentioned raffles. Do you want to expand more on that?
Yeah. So raffles is something that we kind of have been working on for a long time, and one of the things we've seen in a lot of the other kind of Telegram apps and bots is that a lot of people have been spending a lot of effort and progressing and playing a lot of these games, but they sometimes play for weeks and months without kind of any kind of reward that they can obtain. And so one of the things that we really want to do is kind of reward people pretty regularly with real prizes. I mean, that's the whole idea of Goat Gaming, right? That you can spend time in the ecosystem, play games, and get very good at the games, and also like win prizes and benefit from that. And so starting from kind of tomorrow and next week, you'll start to see raffle tickets and raffles being kind of shown throughout the app. And then you can also find out how to earn them. And so you can start collecting these raffle tickets and then also spend them in different raffles they will have in the app. And, you know, some of the prizes, obviously we will have, a large variety of prizes. I think people will be quite surprised at what you can win. And alongside all the raffles, we obviously also want to have a lot more games and content that you guys can chew through. So I think Simon alluded to one of the upcoming games already. I think you guys will be super excited. I've been playing it with the team for the last week. All of us are actually pretty addicted now. Like it's somewhat similar, but also different from Waifu Clash. And that's all I can say. And then we are working with a few partners also to get like more games out. And then like with more games means that you get more quests. We will have, like I mentioned, like the leaderboards. So some of you might have noticed we have like all-time leaderboards now, but we're rolling out weekly leaderboards that allow you to earn those raffle tickets, like I mentioned. But also like the more you play, for example, Waifu Clash and the new game, you'll be able to collect prizes by ranking on the leaderboards and then obviously joining raffles. And yeah, we'll be making additions to the wheel as well. So you'll start to see raffle tickets on the wheel. And I think we'll share more about the whole system when we roll it out in the coming weeks.
Yeah. Excellent. Yeah. I'm really excited about that next game, actually. This is we've been getting sort of the fundamental elements and sort of the, like Simon mentioned, a little bit of the meta game kind of get going, but now we can really start shipping games within the platform. And so I think we're just about to start the next wave of big games on our platform. I'm really excited to see that. So moving on to one of the final pieces of today's Goated Town Hall is a little bit about the GOAT token. So nothing as yet to reveal specifically, but just wanted to remind our audience that, you know, we have been listening to all your feedback and we know that there's a lot of questions around things, but we are making sure, obviously, we do things right and putting the pieces that need to happen before we announce anything. Don't want to jump the gun with anything. So, but we're really excited with some of the progress we've made. And like Simon says, we've been in meetings back to back nonstop since Token 2049. And we want to just remind people that also some of the announcements that we're about to make are always have our OGs in mind, as well as trying to welcome newcomers to the GOAT tribe. So in the meantime, I know people don't like to farm and grind forever until token launch, but one of the things we're really proud of is that we give away prizes very regularly on our platform. So if you're thinking you're going to get bored, you're not, because there's lots of things to do on Goat Gaming. So please come give it a try. We have a raffle on right now, $9,999 up for grabs in a prize pool. You've just got to refer some friends and play some games and level up. Join Goat Gaming. And that's it for today. Any last comments from everybody here in the panel?
Actually, I was wondering, do we have time for questions? Because I have one person ask me a question on the Hold It chat, and I want to make sure we get to that. If not, you tell me, Coco. You're the timekeeper.
Yeah, sure.
Let's take it.
Okay. So user asked, I know we're always talking about this, but any plans to fight against the people just to add bots in the Telegram, because we know a lot of people are doing it. So I think user is referring to, you know, people inviting bots to farm points, and we've seen that in season 1 actually, where people were inviting other people to even play Mighty Action Heroes and just stay there and just shoot and turn around and not kill anybody. So obviously we would detect these things, and we actually spend a few days looking into the data for every single user, detect patterns, detect bots, and we cleaned up the leaderboard for season 1. So expect a similar treatment for season 2. That's all I can say for now. And if you play honestly, you will be rewarded.
Yeah, I mean, you're totally right, Michael. And I just want to give a big shout out to our engineering team. I mean, because we made it very clear that we wanted to do as much as possible to mitigate against bots. And I think the community has obviously fed back to us that there has been a lot of kind of question marks around the rankings of season 1. And honestly, the biggest challenge that we've had is just the time consumption that it takes to do this thoroughly, because sometimes you can overcorrect. And so we've sifted out bots, and now we're responding to queries that may have overcorrected on the bot side, but at least we know that we're removing the bots as much as possible, and actually quite happy with the way that the initial list came out, because by the response from the community, most people felt like they got a ranking that felt on par with what they did. So in general, that's what we expect to do for season 2, even though we've got millions more players, but we are committed to doing that.
Right.
Awesome. Any more questions?
It's quite trivial. Also, I just wanted to state it's actually very easy to detect people that are referral farming, right? So if you're referral farming, it's kind of a waste of time, because if your referrals are not playing the games and engaging in quests, like, you instantly get flagged. So it's
we will have more stuff also that it's not just about referrals. We obviously have games, and we have leaderboards and tournaments coming up that players can win prizes from, and we'll do our best to make sure that the active players who are very engaged and playing the games and enjoying the games are rewarded.
Awesome. Any last questions or any last comments before we wrap it up for the day?
I think it's all able just to you. User said they need more 1 versus 1 showdown missions. Shout out.
Maybe you'll add it as a daily quest. Yeah.
All right.
Well,
that's all I see.
Thank you everyone for showing up today. Shout out to all our community members who show up every week for our live sessions. Always listening to you, GM, GN, play, level up, earn, and